What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. We're going to talk about Winning Time, episode 9. Boy, it's getting heated. It's almost playoff time for the championships. And Spencer Haywood going through some things. And the coach is back. So definitely a lot to talk about with Winning Time. And also talk about Barry, season 3, episode 2. That was really a good episode. And of course, the baby episode 2. I really enjoyed this show. It's getting pretty interesting. And I want to see the next episode. It's one of the few shows that are new. And I can't wait to see what the next episode entails. So with that being said, let's roll the credits and let's get it started.
It's JAYMOORE, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's up, everybody? I appreciate y'all for coming as always. We getting ready to get into these reviews. First, I want to give a special thanks to Kendall for kicking it off with a super chat to begin the show, which I really appreciate. It helps to get everything going on a good note. And you said, good evening, Jay. Tonight's episode of Winning Time was real good, and Wood Harris' portrayal of Haywood was fire. I definitely agree. Wood Harris definitely put that out there and made it look so real. And a lot of that Haywood has spoke about. And I mean, it was fire. Excellent episode, excellent show. It may be a lot of people that are being portrayed in this show saying they don't like how they're being portrayed, but this show is fire, and I really enjoy the show. Maybe some things are exaggerated, but it is a good show. D Weave, thank you for the super chat. You said, salute, Jay. I want to see Rojas win, because when you win, we all win, my friend. In the Tony Montana voice, when you win, we all win, my friend. Okay? All I have in this world is the friendship. Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all with all the love. And D super chat with the super
Jesus
chat.
Christ!
Who's your friend? Oh, do you find me sexy? Oh, look at my titties.
Oh, my titties! Ah!
That's for all the super chat. And here go one with Rojas reincarnated before he got injured.
నేను దిగానని షాక్ అవుతున్నావా?
It's when Rojas was kicking ass and taking names. So it is what it is. Anyway, definitely appreciate y'all with all the love and support. It definitely does mean a lot, and it does help a lot for the channel to keep the little lights on, literally. So definitely appreciate it. Kendall D Renee, y'all like that? Appreciate it. All right, so I'm gonna save Winning Time for last, and I'm gonna talk about the baby first, because I don't know how many people have watched the baby yet, but you definitely should check out the baby. And I ain't talking about the rapper, but this show is very good. I like how they include this baby's looks. So the baby be having some hella looks when they're talking and doing things. He looks so innocent, but at the same time, it looks like he's really looking at them and thinking about stuff. And it's just really interesting how they kind of include it. We did watch this in Discord with a few people, and someone did say it was scary to them. It was a little part where she was dreaming in the first episode, and it was a bad dream. Let's just leave it at that. But overall, I don't think this is a scary show. But that's my opinion. I think it's like a thriller / comedy. And in this second episode, it was no bad dream type moment, to say the least. But what we learn in this second episode is that the woman in the first episode is not the baby's mother, and that this baby has a history of changing families, changing mamas. And so definitely is pretty good on how they were trying to show us what's going on and how this baby ended up in her lap. We also saw that it is somebody that knows a little more than we thought, and we kind of learned that at the end of the episode. Now, we did see the baby did take somebody else out, and the way the baby kills people, and it also took out another I don't want to spoil it for those that didn't see, but that man, they got took out ugly. They got smashed by a vehicle, a truck. But anyway, you can see it coming though. But anyway, the way the baby does things, it's like you can't really say the baby actually did it. But in a way, the baby's the only common denominator with all these people dying and getting killed. And so it is interesting. Kendall, you haven't watched it yet. The thing about the baby is it's a brand new show. It's only 30 minutes, and it's only been 2 episodes, with the second episode airing tonight. So it's easy to catch up on if you all are interested in watching. Very easy to catch up on and be able to watch this show. I think it is very interesting how it's portrayed, and we see that this woman kind of ends up with a baby unexpectedly, and it seems that the baby is starting to mess with her head a little more. Again, he got a lot of looks and little mannerisms, which as working in film, I wonder how long did it take them to get this done? How did they get this baby to have these looks and facial expressions and little giggles and stuff? It's really good, and it's kind of funny when the baby looking at her kind of like, what? And Kendall, it's like The Omen, but it's only on the baby. We don't see the baby grow up yet, and it's kind of have a comedic touch to it and not so much of a dark horror touch to it. Although people are dying, it is not gruesome where you actually see. So you may know something died gruesome, but they don't actually show all the stuff splatter on the screen. Okay, so it is different in that regards. Anyway, this is another solid episode, 30 minutes. We see that she's finding out a little bit more about what's happening to other people, and she gets scared. But instead of trying to get rid of the baby, we see that she's starting to get a little attachment to the baby, and at the same time creeped and freaked out. So that's definitely a weird place to be in, and I wish I could just binge watch this to see what happens. But anyway, nevertheless, it's good, and I'm here for it. I am here for Winning Time and as well as Barry, but the baby is something totally different, and I really like it a lot. All right, time for the most goal for the baby. For those that don't remember or are new, 4 simple categories, 25 points being the max for each category, and that could add up to a score of 100. You can always round it down a decimal point to get a score of 1 out of 10. For the visual cinematography, it is very good camera work. They have good, decent locations, I guess, because it's in England. And with it being in England, it's all new things to see for me. So overall, I would give it a 20 as far as visuals and cinematography. All right. As far as storyline and plot, one thing I love is this just so funny to me to hear them talk in English. What up, bruv? And when she had the scene where she had to change the baby, I don't even have a nappy. She called it a nappy or whatever. I guess that's a diaper. They call a diaper a nappy. I don't know how to change a baby's diaper. I don't even have a nappy. You have a baby nappy? A nappy. It's just a lot of the things that they say for slang and different words. It does make me laugh. As far as the storyline and plot for this episode, I think it was pretty good. Getting to see that the baby has been passed on from one woman to the next, and I thought that the first woman was probably the baby's mama. That ain't my baby mama. Anyway, now we learn this baby has been on one, and it's deeper than we thought. So with that being said, I would give it a 20 for this episode. Special effects, makeup, costumes, wasn't too many special effects. I mean, unless you count her changing the baby's nappy and baby boo-boo all over her and all over the place. That was pretty nasty. But other than that, wasn't too many special effects or anything. Costumes, nothing over the top. I would give it a 15. And as far as entertainment, fun factor, I would give it a 20. It was entertaining. It was fun. It held my interest for the 30 minutes. And I liked the episode. I think 30 minutes is perfect for this story. And I would give it a 20, which would give it a total most score of a 75. Okay. You can always round it out to a 7.5. And of course, I always give a 0.5 margin of discretion in either direction. If you said it was an 80 or an 8 out of 10, I could see that. And if you said it was a 7, I could see that. You got a case to make with that as well. So a 75 or a 7.5, I think, is a fair most score for the baby episode 2. Now let's get to Barry. Hey, Barry, this is NoHo Hang. How is it hang? How is it hang, Barry? How is it doing? Hey, Barry, you kill all my bodies. You kill all of my bodies. All right. So Barry, season 3, episode 2 is another good episode for Barry. HBO actually has a really good lineup going on right now. So the last episode, we left off with Barry and his, teacher. And his teacher was about to kill him, but not used to handling weapons and messed it up. And so Barry had him on his knees about to execute him, but he came up with a plan to fix everything. So in this episode, we learn more about the plan. Boy, did we learn about this plan. So Barry is riding around with the teacher, Mr. Cousineau, in the trunk of the car, talking about he's going to get him a role on his girlfriend's show. Of course, it's a lot of problems with that. For those that didn't see the episode yet, I'm not going to give away too many spoilers. Everything I'm saying happens in the first minute or two. NoHo Hank is a star, definitely. Hey, Kendall, how is it, Hank? You want to come over and have a little cappuccino? I make a good cappuccino for you. We just have to make sure we have all our buddies over because, I don't want anybody to be jealous. NoHo Hank is crazy. All three of these shows, Barry, The Baby, and Winning Time, are on HBO. HBO. Okay? HBO. So, definitely check out HBO. Starts at 9 o'clock. 9 to 10 is Winning Time. 10:30. Well, 10 to 10:30 is Barry. 10:30 to 11 is The Baby. 10 minutes after 11 so that I can have time to watch and review each show and get everything straight. So, we see Barry frustrated that this plan isn't working. Mr. Cousineau has pissed off pretty much all kind of people throughout Hollywood. And for those who don't know, Mr. Cousineau is Henry Winkler, better known as the Fonz. Hey! Now, if you are under 35, you may not know who the Fonz is. But the Fonz was the coolest guy on TV growing up in the 70s and 80s on the show Happy Days. Now, Henry Winkler is a little bit older. Hey! Anyway, he plays Mr. Cousineau, and he is Barry's teacher. Now, he found out at the end of season 2 that Barry did something. For those that didn't see it, I won't say what it is, but he found out Barry been a bad boy. Okay? So, he was threatening to take matters into his own hands. It backfired. Now, what happens? Barry thought, well, the only way I can prevent killing you is to get you a job on a TV show, which is a dumbass plan. Nevertheless, he goes to his girlfriend's and he loses his mind yelling in front of her and her people that work with her. And some of them even got scared and left out of there. And it did look kind of creepy that he was yelling at her the way he was, saying he wanted her to give him a spot on the show. She stuck to her guns and refused. So we also see NoHo Hank and his significant other. I won't say who it is and what happens because I want those to watch to be surprised. You'll probably say I knew it, but you won't know all of it. Anyway, NoHo Hank, he was here. He was getting ready to have another rendezvous with his friend, but they say, hey, Hank, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't come. It is totally a trap. You're going to get hurt. Hank, don't do it. It is NoHo Hank. Hank, it is very dangerous. You don't do it. You don't come through when there's very danger, Hank. Anyway, so Hank and his crew, they were almost in a bad situation until they got the warning like pop from the barbershop. And it's kind of sad what happens at the end with Hank and his significant other. So definitely you should check it out. Oh, Kendall, you finished watching season 2 of Barry already? Boy, Kendall been on Barry. I told her Barry was good and she didn't watch it. You caught up with season 2. You just started last week. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm giving y'all good reviews. Yeah, Barry is fire. That's what's up. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I've been watching Barry since it first came out, but I didn't talk about it because at the time I didn't do live shows, and I didn't have enough time to review more than like 2 shows at a time. So, but now doing it live, I can review more. So, doing 3 at one night is something I would have never been able to do before. Anyway, Barry, this second episode was fire because not only did he not get the job for Mr. Cousineau like he thought, but he ended up getting a job for himself and another opportunity for Mr. Cousineau. Now, things went a little haywire at the end, but I think they might be on the same page, and I'll leave it at that. But Barry is an excellent show. Very good. Another 30-minute show. So if you want to catch up, you can watch it in a couple days, really. I mean, 30 minutes episodes, 10 episodes is 5 hours. That's not even a full day of work. So even if you decide to watch 2 or 3 hours a day, you could be finished in no time. So definitely recommend watching Barry. It is very good. It's action. It's comedy. It's a good storyline. It's unique. Bill Hader does a very good job playing Barry, and I think that it is very underrated. NoHo Hank is hilarious. He's a star. I can't remember NoHo Hank boss, but he was hilarious too. You always talk about the body. You want to go? You want to work for body. What is it? You want to go with body? Huh? Why do you always talk about the body? Huh? Hank, do you want to be with body or are you with us? Huh? You always talk in the body. Body. Anyway, his boss was in the movie The Joker, and he's the guy that gave Joker the gun. And when he came to confront Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, at his house, he had the little midget guy with him, and he got killed by the Joker. So that was Hank's boss in Barry, which he filmed before the movie Joker. And I think he did a good job in Barry, and I think Barry is a very good, underrated show. Kendall, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want to put it out there and get the spoiler out there, but it is good. I like him. And Barry is just a really good show. So, time for the Mosco for Barry. You know what? I forgot to do this earlier. I know it's corny, but I got to do it. All right, time for the Mosco. Now, for those that don't remember or not familiar, the Mosco is 4 simple categories with 25 points each that add up to 100. Always give a 0.5 margin of discretion in either direction, and you want to have it in a score of 1 to 10, then you can take it down a decimal point, and there you have it. Now, visuals and cinematography. This last episode of Barry, I really enjoyed the visual cinematography. They use top-notch cameras and all of that, but then you get to see the movie set and the behind the scenes. It's like a movie within a movie or a TV show. Nothing other than that too spectacular. But overall, pretty cool. They did have the tour of LA with Hank and his buddies. Oh, no, that is Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, no, that they filming Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, there is Hollywood sign. So overall, nothing spectacular, but nothing bad, and I would give it a 20. Storyline and plot, another good storyline. I like how they're moving this story forward with Barry. I like to see how his plan sucks, and Barry still can't really think straight. He does have an issue, and we all know that after watching the first 2 seasons that Barry ain't wrapped too tight. And he did go off on his girl. And Bill Hader is a really good actor. I know he was known for comedy, but he really does handle the serious parts of this with a great, ease. And when he went off on his girlfriend, damn, it seemed real. He was really snapping. And so with everything, then at the end, when he had that conversation with Mr. Cousineau, that was dope. I like how he put that together. And overall, good storyline and plot. I'm wondering what's going to happen with Hank and his significant other. I'm wondering how this is going to play out with Barry and Cousineau. Of course, Cousineau said he ain't going to go tell the cops, but I mean, this dude had him in the trunk of the car and said he was going to kill him. So, of course, he going to tell the cops, and it's only a matter of time. So, we'll see what happens. Overall, I give it a 20. Special effects, makeup, costumes. Really wasn't too much special effects. Makeup, costumes, I mean, was average. Nothing really spectacular. Nothing bad. But overall, it wasn't anything to write home about. So I would give it a 15. And entertaining, fun factor, I really did have a good time watching this episode. I laughed. And was it the most entertaining episode I ever saw? No. But did it hit the points that needed to be hit for it to be very enjoyable and fun to watch? And I would say, yeah. And so with that, I would give it a 25, which would bring it to a total most score of an 80. Okay. I will give this episode a 80, which, that would be equal to a 8.0. Now, of course, trying to type at the same time. So that would be an 8.0 on the scale of 1 to 10. Of course, you can go 0.5 in either direction. So if you said that it was an 8.5 or a 9, a 9 is a lot, but an 8.5 I can see. And if you said a 7.5, it is a way to make that argument. So with all of that being said, a solid episode, very much above average. Anything an 8 and above is an above average episode. I mean, the most score is on the sliding scale because anything that's a 5 wouldn't be on TV, or it would be straight to VHS or something. So, really a 7 would be average. 7 to an 8 would be average. 8 to 9 would be above average, and a 9 to 10 is exceptional. Okay. And I mean, I guess that's like your grading scale in school. A 7 to an 8 is a C, average. A 8 to a 10, to a 9 is a B, and a 9 to a 10 is an A. So with that being said, Barry is very good, above average. I would give it an 8, an 8.5. I could definitely see that. So I don't have any complaints with anybody saying anything between an 8 and a 9, because it is very good, especially if you've been following the show. Kendall, I know you enjoying it because you just got to watch everything fresh. So it's really hitting. So I'm really a little jealous you got to, catch up the way you did. Anyway, because I think it's been like 2 years since between season 2 and season 3 because of COVID. So Barry has been on hold for a while, and I actually was wondering if it was going to come back. Let me double check right quick. But yeah, Barry, I didn't know. Barry wasn't looking too good for a second because of COVID and everything, and it still was a new show, and it didn't really get the huge ratings like a Game of Thrones or The Sopranos type of thing. So nobody knew where Barry may end up. Let's see with the episodes. So season 2, that was in 2019. So almost 3 years. It's been almost 3 years since we seen Barry. March of 2019 was the season 2 premiere. So May of 2019 was the last episode. So who knows? And that was only 8 episodes? They didn't even have 10 episodes in season 2. Wow, I thought they did. They only had 8 episodes in season 1 as well. I didn't even realize that. Okay, so that's a whole nother reason. I didn't even realize that. Now they only got 8 episodes season 3. Wow. Okay. So Barry, I didn't even realize it. Damn. So it's even quicker to watch this show. It's only 8 episodes. Wow. I didn't even realize that. So it's even quicker to watch Barry. You could watch the whole season in 4 hours instead of 5. And it's definitely worth it. You could watch the first 2 seasons in 8 hours. Wow. That's just one work day, 8-hour work day. So yeah, hitman from the Midwest moved to LA, get caught up in the city's theater art scene. And that's an understatement. Definitely. All right. So hey, I'm happy you enjoyed it, Kendall. You say I'm glad that you glad I recommended it. I'm happy you enjoyed it, and a lot of people sometimes only come and watch the shows they already know about and the shows they already watch. And sometimes you got to watch things that may be a sleeper and you don't know it's even out there, and next thing you know, you found a new favorite show. So definitely check it out. I try to recommend shows that I watch and other things that I think people should check out. I don't do it too often because those videos people don't watch too much, but I'm going to start doing it more now that I'm able to go live. All right. Now it's time for Winning Time, episode 9. Okay. Winning Time, episode 9. Now, Winning Time is another excellent show on HBO, and Winning Time has been on a roll. Okay. Winning Time has been on the roll. I'm sad that it's almost over, and we only have 1 episode left. Now, I did talk about the last episode on Moochie's channel yesterday, so you all go and check it out. We talked about this show for a while on her show. I don't really get too detailed on it here. I'd give it at least 30 minutes because not a lot of people are watching it right now, but it is very good, excellent. It's a unique way that they shoot this show when they talk to the camera, and the way that they break things down is just excellent. The cinematography, excellent. How they shoot a modern show to look like it's in the 70s with the 70s cameras. The casting, top notch. the wardrobe, everything. Excellent. And so this episode, we see that the coach who was injured on a bicycle accident, which all of this stuff is based off of real information. So Jack McKinney, the first time head coach of the Lakers, was injured in the beginning of the season in a bike accident. That is very true. So after a very lengthy recovery, he's trying to rush back to get his job. Keep in mind, what if you have been working your life as an assistant, trying to be a head coach, and the moment you get it, you get injured in a freak accident, and now the team is successful without you? A lot of you that follow sports, this is the same old story with players all the time. It happens a lot in football, especially a quarterback. I mean, Drew Bledsoe was an excellent borderline Hall of Fame quarterback. He was injured. In comes Tom Brady. The team is on the roll. He doesn't play again, and Tom Brady plays for the next 20 years and takes his job. He has to go to another team. I mean, the way that it works in sports, chemistry means a lot. So whether it's a coach, a player, if the team is successful without you, they all see it as, we don't need you. And so McKinney is trying to fight that and prove his worth. Now, his assistant coach is straight from a small college, nervous to be with men, doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and he was doing so bad that they was about to replace him and Jack, who is the original coach, with Elgin Baylor. But because he had the luck to hire Pat Riley, who was a assistant broadcaster at the time, but him and Pat would talk. Pat Riley didn't have any experience. He was only in his mid-30s at the time, like 33, 35. But they ended up working together, turning the team around to be in one of the best teams in the NBA at the time. So now we see that it's the playoffs coming in episode 9. Now, because of how Paul Westhead, who was the assistant coach and now has been the full-time head coach since the other coach was injured, he mishandled working with Spencer Haywood. Spencer Haywood is in the Basketball Hall of Fame, legendary player. He came from high school to the NBA. Not only did he do that, he's probably the most successful high school player to the NBA in his first year. Remember, I said in their first year. Now, although he did become a 4-time All-Star and an Olympic gold medalist, his first year was legendary. I mean, this man came and was not only Rookie of the Year, but NBA MVP in his rookie season. Okay? He came straight from high school. You see what I'm saying? Straight from high school. His first year from high school to the NBA, and he's not only Rookie of the Year, he's NBA MVP. And the NBA did not want him to be a straight from high school to NBA player. He had to go to the Supreme Court to get that done. Here it is right here, 69-70 season. He ended up playing 84 games. He averaged 30 points and 19 and a half rebounds at the age of 20, straight from high school to the NBA. Now, they kind of didn't like what he did, and he got traded around a lot. Why would you trade somebody that's averaging 30 points and 19 and a half rebounds their first year? Nevertheless, he got traded to Seattle, and, you know, he still put up, you know, damn near similar numbers once he got his, you know, feet settled. Okay. But by the time he got to the Lakers in 79-80, he was kind of a shell of himself, and he began using crack cocaine. Okay. And this is documented. He's even written a book about it. He was also married to Iman, the supermodel, the woman that was Eddie Murphy's wife in Remember the Time video with Michael Jackson, because Eddie Murphy and Iman were in Remember the Time with Michael Jackson. Nevertheless, he, you know, was down to 9.7 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, coming off the bench, playing 20 minutes. But he bought into the role of being the enforcer and backing up Kareem. He was the only real power forward on the team, and he, you know, and here it is right here. Oh, I forgot. He was also the All-Star Game MVP. Ain't nobody ever did this that I can think of. It's been some people that's been Rookie of the Year and NBA MVP, but they didn't come straight from high school. So he came out of high school, Rookie of the Year, All-Star MVP, MVP of the NBA, and All-NBA. I mean, he put in that work his very first moment he stepped on the court. And anyway, and I do have some more information. I'm working on a video about him. Anyway, so now he's smoking crack, and they need him to get himself together because the playoffs are coming. And what's happening is he's starting to tweak out more and more, and now it's become public. This one person went through his bag looking for some tape to wrap his knee up. He didn't went off on him because he thought he didn't took his Rizzoc. He didn't drop the Rizzoc on the floor in the damn team locker room. He looking all over for that Ready Rock. He over here tweaking hard. It kind of messed with his head when the coach, McKinney, told him that they were going to trade him. And so Riley was he was upset with Riley the last episode because he felt betrayed, that you got me buying into this role, talking about you care, and the whole time you want to trade me. So he got a lot on his mind. He ain't handling it right. And not only that, Kareem finds out. Kareem tried to tell him to be straight, cut cold turkey. If you're able to do that, I got your back because I'm trying to win this ring. I want it more than anything else. You got to be there. And he promised him he would. We see Jerry Buss is trying to have his mama drinking green shakes, thinking that it's going to get her back healthy. You know, he is a doctor because he was actually a rocket scientist. Like Jerry Buss, Dr. Buss was really smart. And so he's talking to this other guy that's a doctor, and he's basically telling him, hey, all this stuff you trying is great, but her situation ain't looking too good. Dr. Buss went off. We saw Jeannie Buss. She's trying to get the job to work at the damn, work for the team, but he doesn't want her to do anything but help with his mom and work with her, make sure she's straight. They lived a hell of a life being poor before he did become rich and do what he, did in his life. And one of the things they used to do was break into this one rich woman's house and have like a pool party. And so we saw they kind of did that, rekindle old times. And while there, Mama Dukes, she done fell ill. And the mom is being played by Sally Field, which she's doing an amazing job as well, playing the mom. John C. Reilly is doing an amazing job. He definitely deserves a Emmy for his role as Dr. Bus. We later see that they're trying to decide, are they going to bring the coach McKinney back, because he's pushing hard to come back, and he wants to get Pat Riley out of there, because back then they only had one assistant coach. Nowadays they got 3 assistant coaches. Back then it was only one assistant coach. He didn't want Pat there because he could feel that Pat Riley was a good coach, which basically was a threat to him and his job. And so he didn't want Pat there. And so he didn't want that to happen. And Pat is convinced Paul Westhead, the interim coach, that this is our team. We earned this shot, and this is for us. And Jack is going to come and mess up all the work we did. Now, Pat Riley was having a difficult time adjusting to not being a player. I mean, the truth is he's still young. He's just in his early to mid 30s, whereas players still played at that time period in their early to mid 30s, and they may not have been the best that they was when they were in their 20s, but he could have still been on the court. Pat Riley was never a star player, but he had some injuries to deal with and other things, and so he wasn't able to continue. Chris Banks, you say, I love how Buzz smacked the camera when he was pissed. Exactly. So they always, like I said, talk to the camera, look at the camera, other things. It's like a live documentary. And when Buzz was told the news from that doctor friend of his that his mom ain't looking too good and to enjoy the time you got left, he was pissed. He smacked the damn camera. Get the damn camera out of my face, which was really cool. I just really, really think that this is a very unique and cool show, and how they are shooting this, putting it together. They have done an excellent job. When they had the decision to make on Jack McKinney or Paul or Wes, Paul Westhead or Pat Riley, they had them in the office, and once they ended up talking to everybody, Dr. Buzz told them, could y'all get us to the promised line? And they said, yeah. He said, you better not fork it up. And he did smoke a lot of cigarettes back then. A lot of people did. But anyway, when McKinney came in earlier to talk with Pat Riley, with Jerry West, before that decision came in, this dude, he lost his way. He couldn't even figure out how to get out the building. He was confused, having like a little panic attack, and the damn security guard had to help him. He's saying, where's the entrance, the exit? And he like, right here. And he like, okay. So that was one sign. And then what really did it for him is, I think that Dr. Bus was going to hire him on and let go of Westhead and Pat Riley. And he went to Jack McKinney's home. Now, he had been working out on his electric bike or whatever, stationary bike. And his wife said, hey, I found this in your pocket, Yellow Pages. You don't remember where we live. You don't remember the address. And so he was having memory problems. And they started arguing a little bit. Then the doorbell rang. He got the door, and Dr. Buzz had a bottle of champagne or whatever. He said special delivery. And so he couldn't even recognize who Dr. Buzz was. He like, will you get somebody here? Will you come and sign for this? And he like, oh man, this guy's joking. You funny, right? And he like, hold on. And he kept calling his wife to come and sign for the package. And that's when Dr. Buzz realized, like, yeah, this dude ain't got it. He can't be the coach. he can't even recognize me. How is he going to coach a team and he can't even recognize who the players are and what's going on? And so that right there, I think, was the nail in the coffin for him getting his job back, because he definitely didn't look good when he was trying to give him that bottle of Ripple, as Savannah would say. I do need to take a little sip of a little agua. Today I did get my booster shot for COVID. Yeah, so I am a little tired. All right. So let's get ready to do the Mosco for this episode. And remember, well, I'll play this first. All right. The Mosco. Now, remember, it is 4 simple categories with a score of 25 points each. And it can give you a top score of 100. Now, if you want a score of 1 to 10, you can bring it down 1 decimal point. All right. Now, I do give a 0.5 margin of discretion in any direction. So let's get to it. The first category, visuals and cinematography. This show is excellent. It is amazingly done. No, it is not a Star Wars Marvel movie, but to film it the way they do, to look like the 70s, the location, it looks like they're actually in the LA Forum and the Forum Club, the luxury home that they broke into with the dirty pool and all of that stuff, because the person is away on vacation or whatever. All the things going on, the house, the hospital, the games, top notch, excellent. I give it a top score of 25. Storyline and plot, excellent storyline and plot for this episode 9. They're showing the mom getting ready to pass away on life support, and he had to take his mom off life support. At the same time, he had to deal with the team and the coaches, Pat Riley, Spencer Haywood on the floor looking for that Rizzock. It was just so much going on. The team had to decide about whether they were going to keep Spencer Haywood or not. We also got to hear Spencer Haywood talk about being born in the South and to being a sharecropper, which was damn near like being in slavery, and how it was a red bone, used to whistle with his 2 pinkies, and said, yeah, that baby right there got some long fingers. He gonna be a good ass cotton picker. I mean, just so much that he been through. Very good. Excellent story. I would give it a 25. Special effects, makeup, costumes. I like all of the costumes, the hair, everything about this episode is top notch. Although not too many special effects. Overall, the costumes, the hair, everybody, the look is spot on. I would give it a 20. And entertainment, fun factor, excellent episode. I really enjoyed it. Every moment was a really good episode. Pat Riley and Westhead trying to determine if they should tell certain things in order to get the job or not. Like him tweaking, the coach tweaking, trying to get out of there. Just so much going on with Dr. Buss and his daughter and his mom. That was really sad. Kareem dealing with Spencer Haywood talking about, what it was like growing up as a sharecropper down south. Just so much. Magic Johnson waking up with 3 women in the bed. He got a drawer full of bra and panties with phone numbers on it. I mean, boy, he was slinging that sausage, wasn't he? Overall, I would give this episode a 25, which would give this a 95 on the Mosco. A 95 on the Mosco. All right. Very good, exceptional work. This is a very good show. If you are into basketball, you will love it. If you're not into basketball, I think you'll love it because truth is they don't even show the games. They don't really show basketball on here. You'll probably see at most 3 to 4 minutes of actual basketball footage. And I think that was a smart move to not focus so much on the games, because if they did, people would have seen these guys cannot be as good as these Hall of Fame players. And so showing a clip here or there, hearing about stuff is perfect. It's perfect. It gives you the balance of seeing a little bit, but we don't have to watch the whole basketball game. And I think that's an excellent balance for what the story they're trying to portray, because they're not trying to relive each game so much as they're trying to tell the story of that first year, all the adversity that everybody had to face and overcome. And we also learned that the Boston Celtics were eliminated by the Sixers. Everybody had it geared up that it would be the Lakers and Celtics right away. If you are a true basketball fan and you know the history, then you would have known what happened. But everybody doesn't look into it that deep. And if you don't know, that's fine too. Nevertheless, it is good, interesting. It probably make it even more interesting for you if you didn't know, because you'll be surprised that it wasn't the Lakers and Celtics right away, and that they actually gonna play Dr. J in the finals this first year. And Dr. J was in his prime, could have been considered the number 1 player in the NBA at that point. It definitely was him and Kareem. Now Kareem was getting old, and he has mentioned a couple times that he was thinking about retiring after that year. But Magic came and re-energized him and gave him a new outlook on playing and what he could do with his career. And we saw at the very end that Magic was learning how to do the sky hook. And if you all, like I say, are fans of basketball, you all will know Magic did use the sky hook quite often in his career, especially as he went on. And we see now is where he started to learn it from Kareem. Now, I will say that it's going to be interesting for those that don't follow basketball this next episode, because I'm pretty sure they're going to cover the entire finals, and we'll see what happened in the finals against the Sixers. The truth be told, though, well, I'll wait. I don't want to spoil it. So for those that want to watch and see, I'll let you see what happened, and then I'll talk about it, and then we can, discuss it. But it was a great finals and very interesting what happened in the finals. And it wasn't really accurate what happened. It shouldn't have. But anyway, it did. And Kareem actually spoke about it in his documentary, Minority of One. And so after seeing that a few times, I got a little more insight on Kareem and why he did what he did and felt the way he felt. In the end of this episode, they voted Spencer Haywood off the team. They said it's up to you guys. Do you want him on the team or off the team? And Kareem was the one to deliver the news. And Kareem kept it 100 and said, look, because Spence was like, man, you did what you could. He said, look, I was the deciding vote. And Spence was pissed. But he ain't tried Kareem with them big-ass legs. He might have did a Bruce Lee kick to the face. You know, ain't nobody mess with Kareem, boy. He had that ultimate respect. And so he was pissed. But he didn't try Kareem. He didn't want to catch none of that kung fu to the chest. So anyway, excellent show. Excellent episode. And I can't believe that we all done with this next week as well. These shows move so fast. And it's about to be over with. Tomorrow night, I will be talking about We Own the City, episode 2. That's another HBO show similar to The Wire, except this is dealing with police corruption after the Freddie Gray murder. And the police department starting to crack down and investigate. And I mean, the first episode was really good. John Bernthal is excellent. And I definitely recommend checking out We Own This City on HBO. It's only 6 episodes. So this will be gone in no time. The second episode airs tomorrow at 9 p.m. Monday, Eastern time. So check it out. We Own the City, Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be going live at a little bit after 10 to do my first reaction. So check it out. Everybody, I appreciate y'all for watching. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. And I will have a giveaway for everybody that shows up tomorrow. So definitely get the word out. Don't forget to put the thumbs up, like, subscribe, all of that. I definitely appreciate it. And, you know, everybody be safe. I am a little tired. Been a long day. Like I said, I got my COVID booster shot today. Other than my arm being a little sore, I'm all good, though. So far, so good. So I hope it stay that way. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good night. I appreciate y'all for watching and coming through. Thanks for all the super chat, love, and support. Definitely means a lot to me because it's not that easy to keep this going. And I don't get as many views and as much support as I used to. So every little bit helps. And when you do go the extra mile with super chat, it really does help and mean a lot to me. So definitely appreciate y'all for the super chat. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night at about 10:15. Everybody, y'all have a good night. Be safe. And I'm out of here. Deuces.
It's J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'